Hello, everyone. Are you going to say it?
And we are live.
Yeah. Welcome to
What do you know?
Welcome to another weekly roundup, where we basically talk whatever we want to talk about. But we focus on the things that are relevant for the week. And yeah. So who's here and who is here tonight? I see Marcos. Marcos is like the best.
He
Hey,
is.
Marcos. Hello, Keely. Hello, Rogue Disney. Alan. Press play. Good to see you, McWiz. Who else we got here? Michael Bam Bam. Hey, Kaylee. Good to see you in the house tonight. And I'm sure more will come in. And hello to Dreaming Tabitha. Nice to see you.
Hello, lovely Tabitha.
And you know what? Heading to church is always a good reason to miss the weekly roundup. We highly
support it.
Yes, we
recommend it.
In the words of Baby J, we see you and we salute you. And hello to Tom for Midnight's Edge.
Hey, Tom.
Tom, I mentioned it on Toxic Femininity. I came up with an idea and I'm going to be hitting you up for a voiceover very soon. So you've been warned. You offered, and I'm going to take you up on it. So
she will take it.
Yes. And hello to you. Well, let me go ahead and bring out our guest. I am big fans of these two, of EchoBaseNetwork. I really enjoy their channel and their discussions on Star Wars, which you guys know I'm a large fan of myself. So let's go ahead and bring this gentleman out. We've got in the left corner. Or nope, he's in the right corner. We got Nick. Nick, how you doing?
Hey, doing good. Other than this thunderstorm rolling through here, but other than that, yeah, things are going good.
Well, thanks for coming, and we hope your power makes it. And in the other, let's see, in the bottom corner, we've got the one and only Coach. How are you?
I am almost as good as Tom. Not quite, but I'm close.
Yeah, Tom is I guess he's doing good there in the chat. But gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having us. Yes,
again, I'm a big fan. I enjoy. And in fact, Coach, you said this on the Latin slant, Latino slant. You said this on Polly's channel that we're kind of similar.
Mm-hmm.
We're kind of similar in vibes, and I totally agree with that. I think we both try to do our best just to be fully honest. If we like it, we like it. If we don't like it, we don't like it. And
be nice about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. I think, but both take those two things together, and that's exactly what we try to accomplish. Like something that we talk about every weekend, because it's, you ladies know how divisive Star Wars can get with people and their opinions. And that's with anything. So we're like, if you could take all our opinion, we can certainly take yours, and that's how we do it. We're going to respect your opinion. So when we tell ours, just, you don't have to agree with it, but just be okay with it.
Exactly. Well, it's like we say all the time, and we mean this. A good example of something I hated, and the people that watched it know how bad I hated it. I hated what was Zack Snyder's movie on Netflix?
The Dawn
Army of the Dead.
Army of the Dead.
Man, I hated that movie.
I heard such bad reviews, I didn't even watch it.
Well, you didn't miss anything.
You saved like 2.5 hours of your life.
Yeah, I was one of those times where it's like I can't get that time back in my life, and I regret that now.
Michelle still grieves about it sometimes. That time that elapsed.
And speaking of Polly, hey Polly.
Hola.
Polly. And Demogeny. Demogeny has been doing some Final Fantasy VII remake streams, and I'm a huge Final Fantasy VII fan, so I enjoy those streams that he does of that.
Demogeny and Polly both are just great guys.
They are.
They've been on, and we love both of them. Awesome guys, and we give nicknames. So Demogeny is Demonji. Welcome to Demonji. And hello to Steven, good to see you.
Hey, Steven.
But anyways, back to we are very ADHD here in this family.
Okay.
But getting back to what I was saying, say even that movie, I hate it with a passion, but for the people who enjoy it, I'm happy for them. I genuinely, I don't care.
It's not hurting anybody, you know?
Yeah.
So if you love it, I think that's awesome.
That's something that Nick says all the time, and I've heard him say it so many times. I picked it up myself because it's so. I never heard anybody say it until Nick said it, talking about the Star Wars sequel trilogy. He said, "I wish I liked it, but I don't.
Yeah,
but I'm glad you do. You know, and that's a good point."
Well, exactly, because it's like, and I say this on our channel, it's like, especially if I pay money to go watch something at a theater, I want to enjoy it. I don't pay money to go think I'm going to hate something.
I mean, I think anytime you're buying a product, whether whatever it is, you're not thinking, "Oh man, I hope I don't like this.
I hope this sucks."
I don't know. I mean, I think there's some YouTubers out in the world today, news media, all entertainment people, they're banking on the negative. Because
that's true.
You know, it gets some clicks.
True.
You know, but I don't roll like that. I don't roll like that.
I don't either. It's like that, and that's where when I am negative about something, our audience can rest assured that's truly how I feel about the situation. Because
you have to be true to yourself.
Yeah, and even when I deal with negative stuff, we try to make it a little lighthearted and a little humorous in our approach.
Because it's not that deep. Truly,
no,
you know.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Also,
we're not. Go ahead.
I was just going to say real quick. Also, a lot of the people that are doing a lot of the hating on Star Wars and stuff, we don't necessarily disagree with them. We probably 100% agree. We just don't spend all our time focusing on that. We try to spend our time focusing on the parts of Star Wars that we do like. And when there's new stuff coming out, we'll check it out. If it's good, we'll be like, this is pretty good. And if it sucks, we'll be like, this is terrible. You know, the beginning of Mando season 2, I was just like, this is not very good. I'm not really liking this. I had several complaints, several issues with the show, but come the end, that chapter 16, end of season 2, man, it was one of the greatest Star Wars moments I've ever watched. So
listen, on that, since you already went there.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so Natalie and I happened to be in the same place when we watched chapter 16.
We're not always together, people,
Yes.
I promise.
We were together that morning.
We were in Atlanta together.
And we watched it, and Natalie, I turned around because when I say she's sobbing, like loud tears. She was sobbing.
It was intense in here.
And it wasn't the Luke. She got excited, and I got out of my seat.
That's when I jumped off the couch, like when Luke came. But then it was, gosh, it was the interaction.
It was Grogu going for the mask.
With
and
father
Natalie,
and son that got me.
Yeah, Natalie. I mean, I turned around because it was... it was very loud. And I will have to say, Nick, since you didn't like the beginning, Natalie and I have always been on...
I know, we have an unpopular opinion. Like, I love that second episode that everybody hated. I thought it had like a little bit of a horror feel to it. You know, I really enjoyed it.
And it had so much Baby Yoda. And so I loved it.
The second episode, was that the Frog Lady one?
No,
yes.
I think... Oh, was that the second? I thought
that was the second one.
I thought I'm with you. For some reason, I thought the Ice Cave Spiders was the second one.
Yes, okay.
That's with the Frog Lady.
That's right.
And
that is the Frog Lady? Okay.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
That's where you meet Frog Lady.
But wait.
Okay. Oh, that's right. That's right. Yes.
Yes, and Natalie and I, like, we loved that episode, and we were like the only ones.
Like different and fun and interesting, and yeah, nobody seemed to like that episode, but that's okay. You know,
that is quite all right.
Yeah, I liked the parts of the episode, but there were other parts of it I was like, oh, that was kind of cringe. That was kind of weird. Like, you know.
And of course, Nick, speaking of when Frog Lady tried to communicate.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You know.
That and the girl on the repair lady on Tatooine that started speaking Frog Lady. I was just like,
that was weird.
I was like, what? Like, good God. It was like Han in Solo speaking Wookiee.
Yeah.
I was just like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Please don't ever do this again in Star Wars.
Yeah.
And I actually do get what you're saying, because Mando will do. I love the Mandalorian, but it will do some quirky things that is a little funky.
Yeah, when he speaks Tusken Raider,
Yes.
you know, I'm just like, oh, every single time a character does that, I absolutely despise and hate it.
So Nick, you are a purist that that they should just understand them in basic, and that's all they should speak.
Yeah, like they should. It should be one of those things that's a mystery that you don't have to explain. You know, like
I get what you're saying.
Like in Star Trek, they have little translator units that are, you know, put in. Same thing with the Last Starfighter, that are like attached to where they can understand other languages and stuff at certain points in time. And that mystery should just be left a mystery to your imagination. We shouldn't need an explanation, or they shouldn't have to try to speak in that language. Han talking to Greedo in the first Star Wars.
Yes.
You know, he just knew what he was saying.
Can I play devil's advocate just for a moment?
Mm-hmm. Go for it, Coach.
What if Star Wars came out right now, Nick? There was no Star Wars until today. How would you react if you heard Ben Kenobi's Great Dragon Call?
Well,
I'm just playing devil's advocate. I agree with you.
Yeah, that scene right there, that didn't really bother me, because it seemed more like he was just making that Great Dragon noise just to scare him off, using the Force to make this noise, whatever, you know.
But are you looking at it through the lens of when we were children? Are you looking at it like, try to imagine you just saw that now for the very first? It would be weird for me if I saw that right now for the first time. I would think that was weird.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, and I do get what Nick is saying too, because that is the way it always was. In fact, it made me think, did you guys ever watch on SNL years ago? I think it was around the time The Force Awakens or The Last Jedi came out. Charles Barkley hosted, and they were like doing a skit on Star Wars, and he's just so confused the whole time. He's like, "You guys understand that thing?" Like, he just like, yeah.
I remember that.
I don't know if I ever saw that.
Yeah, I remember parts of it. Yeah,
it was pretty funny because he's just confused the whole time as they talk to these different creatures. Like, how do you understand this?
Right.
Huh? Yeah, I don't think I ever saw that. I have hung out with Charles Barkley 3 separate times before, though.
Have you really?
Yeah, he's actually a pretty nice guy. The first time I ever hung out with him, I called Coach and was trying to get him to come over to the bar in Huntsville, Alabama, where I was at. But he was with his wife, or he had more adult stuff to do, you know.
That's always the case.
Yeah. But yeah, the first time I met him was right when Jordan was coming back and playing with the Wizards, and there was that rumors going around that Barkley was going to come out of retirement and join them.
But Barkley did not. So
no.
He didn't.
He's a nice guy, though. Real nice guy.
I've know several people who've met him, and I've only heard that he's a genuinely nice person.
Mm-hmm.
So
yep,
he seems sweet,
even though he will speak it like it is.
Oh yeah,
which I like. I enjoy. And thank you. Let's see, Gene the Book for the $2 super chat. This is the multiverse I've been waiting for. Oh, we're gonna get into that.
Oh yes, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, and thank you, Roger H, for the $1.99 super sticker. And thank you to our friend, guys, Nick and Coach. This guy, Darth, he has, like, if you're ever looking for what lightsaber to buy yourself, this guy has bought them all, so he can tell you the best brands.
He bought them all, so you don't have to.
He did.
Okay.
We actually have a prop builder over in the UK who built his very own R2D2 unit that is registered with Disney. It's authentic to the point to where it's registered with Disney, to where if they're filming in the area and they need a R2 unit, they will actually call him and have him bring his out. But he's actually building us authentic movie replica Luke Skywalker Return of the Jedi lightsabers.
Oh my gosh,
with
that's
sounds and everything.
Favorite.
Yeah, yep. But he's he machined everything, putting electronics, like the whole works. So
dang.
Yeah, we'll end up reviewing it whenever he has them ready.
Yeah, that thing that's gonna be he's loving it. That's amazing. That sounds amazing. It really does. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Return of the Jedi saber. I love the like this area of it, just the hilt. It's kind of petite. I don't know. I love it. But anyways, gentlemen, we'll get in as someone has already alluded to tonight to the big talk of this week in entertainment is Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man trailer that was released. And let me pull this up. And I thought this was pretty interesting that Spider-Man No Way Home trailer received 355.5 million views in 24 hours, which is a new record, and it beat Avengers Endgame, which was such a huge movie.
That's a lot of ad sales.
That is. Yeah, they got a lot of money from that. They're doing well on that on YouTube. Yeah, that but so did you guys watch the trailer?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And what are you guys' thoughts on this new trailer that's breaking records?
Coach, you want to go? Or you want me to go first?
You have a much better feel for these things than I do. I watched it. I'm a very casual fan of the Marvel movies.
We are too.
Yeah.
Nick has his pulse much closer to the, to that. So I'll defer. Yeah.
So I really thought this trailer was good. I'm looking forward to this movie. I have my concerns with the direction Marvel's going with what everybody's calling the MCU, but as far as this trailer stands, I thought it did its job, which was to get you excited for the movie, which is pretty much what the purpose of a trailer is supposed to do, is to get you excited for the movie. Now, I will say I'm still not a huge fan of Spider-Boy, aka Iron Man Jr. Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire Spider-Man I thought was the best on-screen version of Spider-Man, and my favorite Spider-Man, even above Tobey, was the Spider-Man animated series that came out in the 90s, which I thought was as close as you could get to the comics version. That animated series in the 90s of Spider-Man was amazing, just as well as the X-Men animated series was. But
you and I watched that all through high school.
Oh yeah, yep, we sure did. And but yeah, I'm looking forward to this movie. It looks very interesting. The fact that they're bringing back characters from the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man series and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man series is very interesting. I think this is also a good way for them to introduce, at some point in time, X-Men, Fantastic Four, all these other properties that Disney did not have rights to when they started this whole thing, but now they do. And this would be a good way to explain why none of those other characters were there during that time and to bring them into this universe now. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But I could go watch the movie and it could be complete garbage. Do you know?
We grew up because Spider-Man. We grew up as '90s kids, so we loved Batman. I mean, Batman's what we got.
Like 90s, 2000s.
Yes.
Batman the animated series. Or the movies.
I only just now. I'm at the movies.
Okay. All right.
And then yes, we were still young when the Tobey one came out, and we really
I loved it.
We loved that. So that was kind of our first introduction to like MCU types. I mean, that wasn't the MCU then, but Marvel.
Right.
And I really liked it. So I was and I even enjoyed, even though some of the movies weren't great. I actually thought Andrew Garfield was a pretty good Spider-Man personally for him, as far as him.
Those movies weren't bad, honestly.
Well, I mean, they had some good tension between him and why did I just blank on her name? Cruella.
I mean, if it's not about the tension, I don't,
Well, and so
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone. Yes, there we go. And so then when this new one came out, I was like, well, I like Spider-Man, so I'll give it a try. I left the theater. I mean, if you guys like it again in the chat, that's great for you. But I left the theater like my mind was baffled at how much I hated that MCU Spider-Man movie.
Oh, the one,
the first
one with the new guy. Yeah, it was really.
Was that
I hated
No Way Home?
No,
Homecoming.
Homecoming.
Yeah.
And I was baffled. I genuinely was baffled. It's rare that happens to me, but it was about 2 hours later, and I was still baffled at how bad I hated that movie. And I think what it is kind of the stuff you hit on, Nick. Spider-Man he's kind of, when I say he's the Batman of Marvel, I mean that in the sense of he stands on his own. Like his world, he's got great villains.
Yeah.
He truly is a man of the city, the way Batman is for Gotham.
Mm-hmm.
And he
like William Dafoe and the
he was great.
He was great.
And it's like he doesn't need help. So I think, as you said, I didn't like the Iron Man Jr. take that we got. It really bothered me, and I've never really got past it personally.
Yeah.
Is kind of where I am.
Because just like you were saying, Spider-Man stands on his own. He's good enough with just his suit and his abilities to where he doesn't need all the gimmicky Iron Man, spider suit.
In fact, I feel like it strips away from Spider-Man's natural coolness.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I would have been fine if they would have made that costume something that was necessary for fighting a certain villain, like in I'm sure you guys probably don't know what I'm talking about here, but in the 90s there was the very first comic book series I ever bought was Batman versus Predator. A joint comic book by Dark Horse and DC Comics, and Batman gets absolutely destroyed in that comic by the Predator. And the whole second issue, Batman is basically in ICU, on his deathbed, trying to recover. And once he does, he ends up building a brand new Batman suit that is all metal and stuff to fight the Predator. So if we would have got that little Iron Man Jr. spider suit to fight a certain villain that was going to help him that he just could not beat on his own, then I would have been okay with that. But everything that he's done so far that we've seen on screen, Spider-Man should have been able to do without any of that stuff,
exactly.
Just on his own.
And I was watching the Dark Council last night, and someone made a solid point. I think it was Fatal J. Someone made a solid point. They were saying how you put him now in the shadow forever of Iron Man and Robert Downey Jr., and that just, you didn't need to do that for Spider-Man. He should just be the leader at this point on his own, and he didn't need... And I get what he's saying, because now he truly is just in the shadow of Iron Man, constantly. Yeah. This version of this character.
Yeah, can you imagine if Superman came around and was found Bruce Wayne after his parents had died and stuff, and was like, "Look, I'm going to give you these special powers and make you this special stuff." And then he was like a freaking Superman wannabe,
Yes.
It's just no, it doesn't work. He's his own character. He should stand on his own.
Exactly.
And the fact that they're bringing that Iron Man Jr. suit back is a little disappointing.
Yes.
But it doesn't mean that the movie's going to be bad because of that. But I don't really particularly like it.
I agree, and love it. Thank you so much, Mr. Buttcrack Media, for the $1.99.
Thank you, Mr. Buttcrack.
Yeah, super sticker, and we love Mr. Buttcrack. It gets us every time.
Thank you, Mr. Buttcrack.
He's Mr. Buttcrack.
Mr. Buttcrack.
There's
That's
sophistication to it.
Yeah, that's good.
And thank you, Gene the Book, for the $5 super chat. 31-year-old me, get the MCU out of here. 13-year-old me, Spider Toby, let's go. Exactly. That kind of sums up my feelings too.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you so much.
You guys showed the numbers on the trailer. Content creators, they're going to use that to kind of as evidence to support their opinion or whatever. those numbers are really relative. Like, it says a lot about the world right now that trailer has so many more views than Endgame. I do not anticipate this movie to even be half as good as Endgame. I do think it'll probably be good, but the world is starving for some type of entertainment, some type of good entertainment.
Yeah.
And here comes Spider-Man. It's good timing.
Yes. It was something to be, and guys, everyone in the chat with me saying the way I feel, I still got excited when I saw Doc Ock, and because I know what that means. I know I'm getting Toby. There's rumors that we're getting Andrew back. Kirsten Dunst says MJ back. And for me, I absolutely, one of my favorite comic book things ever. I loved the Netflix Daredevil show. Loved it. I thought it was borderline perfect for me.
I've not seen it, but I've heard good things about it.
Oh my gosh, you've got to watch it.
I enjoyed it.
It was so good. And anyway, so I'm excited that it seems to be that Matt Murdock from the show is going to make an appearance, probably like as this lawyer, but still make an appearance. So I'm excited for those characters.
Yeah. And I'll say something else just on the trailer numbers that Coach was talking about. I mean, you look at where Endgame was when it came out and how many people were on board with the Marvel Cinematic Universe at that point in time. I mean, that movie came out, 2-3 years ago?
Yes.
Something like that. Just think of all the people that have gone through all those Marvel movies since then and become fans by word of mouth of other people. So it only makes sense to me that there's even more people invested in this Marvel Cinematic Universe now than there was when Endgame came out. So
definitely,
it would make sense that more people, that this trailer's outbeating Endgame.
Well, Natalie kind of already said it. Michelle already said it. Spider-Man's kind of the golden goose of Marvel.
Definitely,
he is.
Yeah, well, and let me, in your words, Coach, at the beginning, let me play the devil's advocate. So on one hand, I'm excited, and hello to Cher Bear. On one hand, I'm really excited to see these beloved characters that I've loved and grew up with. But then on another hand, I had this thought watching the trailer. It was kind of like Marvel, like MCU. Does everything always have to just get bigger and bigger and bigger? Because one of the things that made that Toby series so great is it was, okay, this is going to sound silly when I say grounded because he's going all through New York City.
No, but I get what you mean.
But that's Spider-Man. Like, he's the boy from Queens who watches over New York City, and it stays there. It's grounded in New York City. And the MCU has kind of done away with that. Definitely since the second movie, but kind of from the beginning in its own way. And so on one end, I'm excited to see all these characters back. On the other side, I'm like, it'd be nice just to have the old Spider-Man that just watches over New York City and fights the villains that are in his universe, that type of thing.
Right.
Yeah. That's one reason I really liked why Captain America Winter Soldier was one of my favorite MCU movies.
That's my favorite MCU movie.
Yeah, that was a good one. I like that.
Because that movie was very grounded. It didn't go overboard with anything. Like, you could literally have switched out Captain America for James Bond, and it still would have been a good movie, So yeah, I totally get what you're saying there.
Yes, and hello to Mr. Zod's Fandom Zone. We've been on his channel before. Great channel.
Hello, Mr. Zod.
Thank you for the $5 super chat. Appreciate it. And he says, "Hey to this great panel." Well, yeah.
Hello.
Yes,
hello,
thank
Mr.
you very
Zod.
much. And thank you so much, Clemson PC, for the $50 super chat.
Dang, big money.
We're here for it. We appreciate all of it, guys. As pumped
we do.
As pumped as I was to see Doc Ock and the Green Goblin's pumpkin bomb, it's just hard to trust anything coming out of Disney right now. Sad. Regardless, the possibility of Toby and Andrew returning is enticing. Great stream and much love to you all.
Thank you very much.
Let's see what I've got for
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
And are you guys Austin fans?
Oh yeah, I love those movies. I wasn't a huge fan of the third one, but the first two were great.
Yeah, the third one wasn't very good at all. The first two were awesome.
Yeah.
And yes,
I almost just forget the third one exists.
I do too. Yeah, the first two were great, and the third one was just kind of tacked on, not really needed. And I basically Clemson PC. I think you're saying kind of what we're saying here, like the excitement for these characters we love, but then kind of like, well, Marvel may kind of the MCU may. Well, they're just going to keep on with their version of Spider-Man, which you either like or you don't like at this point.
Yeah.
Right.
Plus, Disney hasn't been having a great track record with a lot of their material coming out. So you got to be optimistically hopeful, but cautious at the same time with anything they're coming out with.
Yes. Well, and when does Shade why can't I say it right now?
What are you trying to say over there?
Shang-Chi? Why can't I think of his name?
Oh yeah. That movie's already out, isn't it?
Does it come out this weekend?
No, I think it's already out in theaters now.
I have no clue.
I don't think it's out now. I think it's out for.
Okay, yes, September 3rd. Yeah, so September 3rd. It was out for all the people that got the hookup and was able to see it early.
Yeah, we're not those people.
Yeah, no, we're not either. Don't feel bad.
Yeah, well, I brought that up to say, like, there's just like no excitement, it feels like, for that movie. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I just don't see much in YouTube or on Twitter, where like with the Spider-Man, it's always nice to be excited about things. And at the very least, it's captivated my interest. Whether I'll like it or not, I'm definitely going to go check it out.
Yeah, it's weird to me that they would have dropped the Spider-Man news. Like, I understand CinemaCon, whatever out in Vegas is going on right now. But it's, they should have maybe kept the trailer to just the people that were there for that event in Vegas, and maybe held off on showing this trailer till maybe after Shang-Chi's first weekend out, and kind of focus their marketing on that movie, since it comes out in like 7-8 days from now.
Well, you know what happened is there was that leak. The trailer got leaked, and then they were like, "Oh, okay, crap." So then they just put it out. I think they probably would have put it like at the beginning of that movie, like as a trailer. Yeah. And then when that trailer leak happened, they just had to go for it.
Yeah.
And thank you so much to our friend David with the 1990.
Thank you so much.
1999 super chat. Hell to the chat. Hell to the lovely ladies of Force Supply Entertainment. Sorry I'm late. Hope I didn't miss anything. Well,
David, don't be sorry.
Don't be sorry, David. And you can
You're always welcome anytime.
You can always go back and just rewind later and check out what you did miss. So we're happy to have you. And let's see what we got. We've got a Force Supply exclusive.
I like that laugh.
That truly has, like, our chat knows that's like our thing, because Natalie and I will do that to one another.
Like it's so like, well, things I saw things funny. We're like, I like that laugh.
Well, because it was just so rude for this little punk at the time, like teenager Justin Bieber, to make fun of her during the interview. It really was brutal. Like, you feel for her, actually, if it wasn't so funny. It was pretty bad. And thank you so much for the $5 super chat. KK Remain. Oh yeah, we're getting onto that. Oh hell no, Spider-Man. Cautious optimism, future Star Wars, vision perhaps, coach watching Star Blazers, confidence is high,
and then just ladies.
Yeah, ladies.
I love it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So with that, we will actually move in. So do you guys think, because there's rumors on both sides, do you guys think Kathleen gets extended or not in October?
I think that more than likely she probably will, but I honestly don't think it really matters whether she does or not. From an optics standpoint, everybody hates where Disney Star Wars is going, and they're putting the blame solely on her, which she definitely holds a lot of the blame. But, you know, I don't think she's 100% the problem with Star Wars. So whether she's there or not, I don't think changes a whole lot on what Disney wants to do with Star Wars. So to me, I don't really care if she's there or not. I would prefer her to be gone.
I think a lot of us would.
Yeah, but I think you know, I just want good Star Wars, and if if we support good Star Wars, like, you know, I mean, after the end of Mandalorian season 2, Disney got the message on what the fans wanted. When the sequel trilogy ended, you know, they probably tried spinning it every which way they could to be like, yeah, these movies did good. Look, they made $1 billion, you know. Yeah, but everybody hates that. Nobody's buying the merchandise, you know. Nobody cares about those characters. So, you know, whether she's there or not, I don't think really is going to change a whole lot. But I think more than likely she'll probably get extended, at least until Indy 5 is done. Then maybe after that she'll step away.
Do you know what I think it would change, Nick? Well, one, I hear the culture is pretty bad, which, I mean, the top kind of sets the trend of the culture of the environment of Lucasfilm. Yeah. Secondly, we were saying in our video, like, it just feels like there's no vision. And I think you see that, whether it was the sequel trilogy and not having a plan for like one of the biggest, most anticipated things in the world.
Yeah, which J.J. Abrams actually admitted to, like, when things that he's learned from things, and he said, like, how important it is to have a plan. You know,
I mean, honestly, with that, honestly, that alone should have been enough to be like, you're gone. Like you didn't plan out the most anticipated thing in the world. Sorry, you're gone. But
I think it's just, you know, it's almost like, I think she's so respected in Hollywood.
She is,
you know, so it's kind of like a hard thing for them to do.
She's like royalty.
She's in the club.
Basically,
she's in the club.
Kathleen Kennedy she's like a Pelosi or McConnell. Like, she's that. She's been there forever, and she's just, it's hard to push out at this point.
Till death do they part.
Yeah,
really.
Literally. Yeah. That's how it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say too, whether it's the sequels, the only thing that has felt like there's been vision, and vision should come from a president to a degree. I mean, that's why Marvel's done what it's done. Kevin Feige is a visionary. He has a vision, and they go to it. Mm-hmm. The only thing that's had a vision has been the Mando universe. Like, there's a clear-cut vision. There's direction to what he is doing. And that's the only thing I think would change, is that they need someone who truly can get everyone, that should be a president's job, on board with like a vision. And there can be tons of different things, but it's all kind of going in the same lanes in a way, so to speak. That's my take on it.
Coach?
If you had asked me before today, I would have said I thought she was going to be gone. But I think that the Disney Gallery episode that today, I think there was a lot of things, a lot of nuggets that were dropped very subtly, such as when Jon Favreau looked into the camera and said that Kathleen Kennedy is a great producer and she's done a great job. She's letting me do exactly what I want to do. And I think, honestly, I really do believe that was Jon Favreau speaking directly to the fans, saying, she's not going anywhere, but this is going to be okay. We're getting this fixed. And I honestly believe that.
Did you guys find it funny?
He's like telling everyone, she's not going anywhere, but don't worry, like, she has no control over what I'm doing.
Yeah,
and that was basically the message.
You know, he really praised her as a producer, which you can't argue with that.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what she can do. There's no doubt about that.
And it wouldn't be wise for him, regardless, to talk negative about her.
No.
The wise play on his part, no matter what happens in the future with Kathleen Kennedy, is to speak kindly of her.
Or just say nothing. And the fact that he didn't say nothing, he actually said that. And, there were so many. I'm going to have to go back and watch it again. I actually just got home from work and had time to watch it, and then poof, I'm here with you guys. So I'm going to go back and watch it again tonight, and there's so much to digest in that 40-something minutes that speaks directly to the fans. So no, I think they pretty much told us right there, she's not going anywhere right now, but she's 70 years old.
Coach is like, time will take care of the situation.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate to say, I hate to say that. I'm not one of those people that hope Kathleen Kennedy gets ran over by a car or her puppy gets killed or something.
No.
Like, there's a lot of people that are like that, and there's a lot of people that me just saying that, I'm sure there are people in the chat right now that are watching that are going, oh, she's got to go, or Star Wars is dead to me. I'm not coming back till she's gone. I'm not there. That's not my mindset. And, I don't care if Kathy's there or not. It's, just because Kathy Kennedy's, we've made this point a bajillion times, so y'all excuse me if y'all have heard it before. It's kind of common sense, but Kathy Kennedy doesn't have to be there. That doesn't mean Star Wars is fixed.
Yeah.
I just want good Star Wars. Well, I don't care who the president is,
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think she's kind of become, which, I mean, I understand, obviously, to a certain degree, but it's kind of like she's become the object
like
of
the scapegoat. Well,
yeah, because it's like, it's kind of like was touched on earlier. There's more people like making these decisions. Like, it's not just her.
Well, and I will say this, I think her team, the team she's put, like the storyboard group, all of them, she is to blame for
yeah. I'm not like defending her.
She gets I give her that she got Mando and Jon Favreau, and like in our video, I said, but I'm also going to call her out on the fact that I have it I can say pretty factually, we'll just say it that way, that Jon Favreau did not get a say in Gina Carano's firing. And that came from Kathleen Kennedy, and she kind of ripped out from him some of his momentum. And I'm going to blame her for that.
Yeah.
I give her credit when things are good, but when you pull crap like that, I'm also you're going to get blamed. And I think that was probably, in my opinion, that was the worst decision she's made as president of Lucasfilm. It was because it was so politically charged during an election, after an election.
Yeah.
And I think that was the worst thing she's done. And then I've had this feeling, because I genuinely, when that happened, it broke my Star Wars spirit. Nothing had done that until that moment. Like, I genuinely, it broke me. Like, it broke something in my spirit. It did.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to heal. But anyways, I've had the thought recently, because when that happened, it's like, well, for starters, anything with Grogu in it, I'm going to have to watch. I love Grogu. It is what it is. But I had the thought, what sucks too is so many people, because they feel like I feel, they're not going to want to watch The Mandalorian because she's not in it. And then I had this thought. It's kind of unfair to Jon Favreau, who did not want to fire Gina Carano and had no say in the firing of Gina Carano. If it almost feels like you want to support him because he's the good one. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, a part of you is like, man, I'm just I feel like, I watch this?
Kind of like root for him still to do good and make good Star Wars.
Because he didn't have anything to do with this decision.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
He was Team Gina. I mean, and you guys get what I'm trying to say there?
Yeah. And I will say two quick things. One, officially, she has not yet 100% been fired. The spokesperson came out and said that she currently wasn't active on doing anything that they were involved with right now. They never actually used the words that she's no longer with the company. That might have been so they could come back maybe later, like they could have been trying to use scare tactics. I don't know, but it's not officially that she was fired. Two, we don't 100% know it even came from Kathleen Kennedy. It could have been Bob Iger or Bob Chapek that it came down from. We really don't know. Like, there's so many details. Like, Gina herself doesn't even know.
We do. She does seem. It does seem that she knows that Jon Favreau didn't really have anything to do with it.
Yeah, I totally 100% agree with that. And I'm sure he was not happy about that. And Gina kind of hinted at that. She didn't say his name specifically, but I know that they were close during all that, and they actually made that character specifically for her. You know, it wasn't like she had to go, try out for it or anything. So they were fans of her, before they even, started filming the show. So yeah, I'm sure he definitely was not happy with that decision on their part at all.
Yeah, because I really do. I've said this before, because I there's so much I love about the prequels or really enjoy. But some of the execution, it's something I don't watch the prequels tons. I watch them ever so often. Like, I'm just a diehard original trilogy girl. Like, that's what I love.
I like the third one.
Same with us.
Yes. Yes, with the prequels, there's moments I really love and story elements I really enjoy, but I don't find myself watching them tons where I do with the original trilogy. I can watch that all day long. But I genuinely love The Mandalorian. Like, The Mandalorian was the first thing. That's why there's so much Mando behind me. It was the first thing I had truly loved, like, since the original trilogy. Like, it had that kind of special sauce to me that the original trilogy had.
Special sauce.
It did. I mean, I loved it. So I do root for Jon Favreau because I think he really seems to get it.
Yeah.
Yep, same here.
So far everything that he's touching is giving us really good Star Wars. It's, and Kathleen Kennedy to me is guilty of hiring people that she gave creative freedom and they used it very poorly.
Yeah,
Ron Johnson.
Yes.
And she let them use it. It's kind of like using I'm an old basketball coach, and to use like a college basketball example, if you have a coach and he has a couple of losing seasons in a row, he's going to get fired. That's going to happen. Yeah. And then they hire another coach, and he's not any good either. He's going to get fired. Eventually, it'll be the president.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, the management, exactly.
So that's Kathleen Kennedy to me. And half of Star Wars right now has been really bad.
Yeah.
And
it has.
And then you got Mando that saved it all. And we're gonna anticipate that Ahsoka and the Book of Boba Fett's gonna be great because it's Favreau and Filoni.
Yeah.
Odds are it's gonna be wonderful. But the thing is, it's kind of like what's gonna happen in the near future, because Nick already knows what I'm gonna say here. He could probably finish my sentences for me. The moment they tie the Mandoverse to the sequel trilogy, all of this positive momentum comes to a screeching halt.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys do too. We get people in our comments all the time saying all roads lead to Jake Skywalker.
Not yet.
Yeah. Yes. Not yet. And Rebels has hinted at that. Mando, the fact that Ahsoka's even alive still is hinting at that. So
good point.
I'm not on that bandwagon yet. I'm not saying that it's not going to happen. I'm just saying I've not seen the evidence that is 100% happening yet. So until I see it actually happen and start seeing a lot of the sequel trilogy stuff tied into Mando, and if they start bringing in the First Order and all that nonsense garbage, then I'm going to lose all interest.
Yeah.
Well, I think Favreau knows that, and I think he's going to stay the heck away from it. I think there may be little tiny eggs, like Easter eggs in it, that could lead to the sequel trilogy, but that's as far as it's going. I just think he knows.
Can y'all think of anything in the last 20 years in entertainment, in movie and TV entertainment, that has brought so many people to tears as Luke Skywalker's return?
Yeah, no, I can't.
I can't. So when I see people comment in the chat, I'm not picking on the chat. It's all over the place. And I understand if Star Wars is dead to people, I totally understand that. If it's that way for you, I get it. I totally get it. Yeah. But so many of us are just clinging onto that hope, and there's so many tears. So many of us were moved to tears. It's not over yet. We're still fighting for this thing for it to be great. And Nick, why don't you tell them the big freaking news from today? Like, go. Like, I am sitting here
drop it. Hey, spill the tea.
Nick, this is huge, man. Like, I am like, it's like I just relived that whole moment again, Nick.
Okay. Oh, you're talking about from the gallery?
Yeah.
What Hamill was saying, what I was telling you about?
So I got a message earlier today from somebody that's in the chat. One of our friends from the UK sent me a message. Kev Oyston. He was here earlier. I don't know if Kev is still here or not. And he said, here's the message that he sent me, Nick.
I got the same one, but go ahead and read it.
The one where he said coach. So I assume he's calling
Yeah. He said Nick to me.
Okay. You do realize that Jon Favreau probably sent Mark Hamill the link to watch EBN's reaction video. And I'm like, I didn't know what he was talking about. I just said, my mind is blown. I really didn't know what he was talking about.
I didn't either until I watched the gallery episode. So if you guys watched the gallery episode, Mark Hamill talks about how after the episode aired, Jon Favreau sent Mark Hamill several videos of reaction videos. Well, Mark Hamill retweeted 2 videos, one of them which happened to be ours.
That's awesome.
That Mark Hamill retweeted. Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers actually did a video on it because at the very beginning of it, not only was it a reaction mashup video and kind of like a tribute to Mark Hamill and Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, what was the title of the thumbnail? A message to Disney.
Yeah, a message to Disney. And Mark Hamill retweets this out. And at the very beginning of the video, Coach is on there talking about I can't remember your exact words.
Well, some of the very things that we're sitting here talking about right now. Like, you have our attention now. Now you brought the fans back. What are you going to do now?
Yeah.
You know, and we're watching that kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
But basically saying the sequel trilogy sucked. Now you're sucked us back in by doing this. Now what are you going to do? Are you going to freaking keep this momentum going, or are you going to freaking drop the ball like you did with the sequel trilogy and have everything else be a disaster from here on out?
But Jon Favreau sent that man our video.
That's awesome.
That is really cool.
That
is really cool.
I think we'd be pumped.
Oh, we would be super pumped.
I can't look. My head is like, my hat's getting tight.
Yeah. Yeah. So Jon Favreau and Mark Hamill probably watched our video, you know.
That's awesome.
That'd be a really good feeling.
Yeah, that is awesome.
That's a highlight for our channel right there for sure.
Yeah.
That is. And I want to get back.
We got almost a million views on that
easiest video we've ever made.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody did all the work for us. I just put them together.
Yep.
That's pretty awesome. Well, let me read some of these, and I want to get back to some of that with Star Wars. Thank you, Deborah, for the $4.99 super chat. Because Harrison Ford got hurt and pushed back Indiana Jones 5, that may be why she gets a short-term expansion in her contract. That could be true.
Yeah.
Well, and she definitely, has some things that she is working on. So
and thank you for the super chat.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Gene the Book, again, for the $2 super chat. John mentions of her in gallery felt called in. So he's not, and thank you for that. He's not feeling that little shout out that he gave to good old Kathleen.
Yeah. Also, speaking of, did anybody else find it weird and funny that Kathleen Kennedy was not even in this entire episode, other than them showing her on set on the second episode of the season?
I don't think she's been in too much of the Disney gallery anyway.
Here's my thing with that. And again, back to what they're going to do. I could see her getting extended to finish out Indiana Jones and all that. But it's a bad state when basically Disney knows they can't have Kathleen on stage or like in things like this because people don't like her. I mean, that's not the best look. It's not the best PR.
You know how excited they were to be able to cancel Celebration last year.
Oh yes, like and to not have her.
If they had got, because people would have been throwing stones, girl. It'd have been like,
yeah,
it'd have been like the disciples walking out there. Like I'm telling you, like it'd have been bad.
Yeah.
Like the people around her are like, I never knew her.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. That's it. Pharisee, you know.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It would have been bad. And thank you, Wicked Plumber, for the $20 super sticker. Thank you so much for that. And thank you, Deborah, for the $19.99. Coach, I knew that would bother you, but that was recorded over a year ago. You watch it close. She wasn't at the filming, and you can tell it. The one shot of her on the set was when they were doing the spider episode.
You know, but the thing about that is I don't. Kathleen Kennedy does not bother me. Not while we're getting great Star Wars.
Yeah,
like,
she bothers you when it sucks.
Yeah, I'm not hung up on that. You know, she can go and ruin the Acolyte all she wants to. I won't watch it.
Yeah.
You know, that I don't care. Like, we've got 3 great Star Wars shows and possibly another one with Obi-Wan and who knows what else.
Okay, so what if she botches Obi-Wan?
Oh, God.
I won't be happy.
Yeah.
That's my favorite character of all time.
I love Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely. And thank you, Mumblin May, for the $6.99 super sticker. Haha. Time will take care of the situations. That still love Star Wars. Mark Hamill was enjoyable in the gallery today. Kathleen Kennedy. We feel the same.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you so much. And I do think Coach was right when he said eventually she is, as you said, she's 70 years old. I mean, eventually the lady.
You can't.
Yeah. You can't be president.
None of us can.
You can't be president. Thank you, Deborah, again for the $4.99 super super chat. After watching the BTS episode, no way do they back to the sequels. They go to the Thrawn verse. Well, I think we would all be pretty happy with that.
You know, that's an interesting point right there that Debbie made too, because you know, Thrawn's never mentioned. There's no hint of him in the sequel trilogy at all. This is their chance to move away from that and have a completely different outcome that has nothing to do with the sequels. You've got Thrawn, you've got all of this EU legends that they're pulling from. They could pull this off. And the fact, we bring this up all the time, y'all, so I know I'm riding a dead horse here, but Filoni is the person that came up with the world between worlds. Filoni is the person that actually established 2 different alternate realities.
Yes.
Well, he's the right-hand man. He's the go-to man for Jon Favreau. The only way I don't see this happening is if somebody at the very top says, no, you're not doing it.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. And Deborah, again, for the $4.99 super chat. Deborah, you are the woman.
You are.
I was freaking out when he said that. It was awesome. Yes.
She's talking about Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Good old Mark.
Yeah. That's our mama bear, by the way. She's the mother at EchoBaseNetwork. She's
thank you so much, Deborah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I texted her today. Like I was at work and she crossed my mind and I'm like, did you watch the Luke episode yet? And she's like, yes, I did. You got to get home and watch it. You know, I lost my mother like 2 years ago and she has just kind of slid right in there and taken me under her wing.
Well, that is sweet. Yeah. Well, Deborah, thank you so much.
And thank you for being here.
Yes. And thank you, Felix, for the $5 super chat. Hello, Force of Light Entertainment. Great to see you, EBN, Coach and Nick. We need World Between Worlds, the Star Wars multiverse, to fix all of this. You are EchoBaseNetwork. And yes, thank you. And yes, that could be a solution, guys.
I mean they're doing it with Marvel right now in Spider-Man that's coming out. They're gonna have the multiverse. The same thing.
They're gonna do a what if. They're like, what if the sequel trilogy never happened?
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, we had Alan Dean Foster on the channel when we were interviewing him. He was saying the same thing when we were asking him what fixes Star Wars, and he said you got to have some sort of event happen that creates a different timeline that brings a different outcome than what you got in the sequel trilogy. Then you still have both sides. Sequel trilogy still exists in its own timeline. Then you have this new timeline where the future is unknown and they can do whatever they want to without being restricted by those garbage ass movies.
And for those of you who don't know, Alan Dean Foster wrote the first 2 Star Wars novels.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, and Dax, thank you so much for the $50 super chat.
You very much.
I mean, Dax,
you all are too good.
Yeah, baby.
Dax, we would like to formally invite you to EchoBaseNetwork.
Dax is awesome. Dax, thank you so much. I mean, Dax, he lost like all of his stuff in his house from a flood.
Oh, no.
I mean, Dax, you really didn't have to.
Yeah.
I mean,
thank you so much.
We appreciate you. Friend of the channel, though, we appreciate you, man. And thank you for the $5. Very pleased to make your acquaintance. Well, we're pleased to make your acquaintance.
Now, that's our good friend Becky. She just got to meet author Timothy Zahn and have a 45-minute long conversation with him.
Well, that's cool.
And Becky's a very sweet lady, and we're going to have her on the show this weekend to tell us about that.
Yep.
Well, that's cool. And I want to say, because Deborah said, I lost my mom around the same time. Let me Force of Light. Check the chat. Which chat?
I think he had left a comment. So
let me try to find good old Dex. I forgot the damn Dex. Right.
I think he had left it somewhere.
He sent a $50 super chat and forgot to put
there we go. Hello, ladies. I promised that when I got back on my feet, I would come repay the kindness and show my gratitude for all the help you gave.
Aww.
Here's my saying thanks.
Oh,
Well,
that's awesome.
Dax, you didn't have
so
to do that.
sweet.
We wanted to help with everything that you were going
course.
through, but we appreciate it very much. And I want to say with this, I think this is sweet too. Her talking about your mutual adoption, because one of the themes that I absolutely love in Star Wars is adoption. And pinned on my Force of Light Entertainment account on Twitter is a picture of Mando and Grogu looking at each other. And I quoted Luke Skywalker, some things are stronger than blood, because I love that theme throughout Star Wars. This idea of these connections we meet in life, that it's just as strong as a family tie.
Well, and because for so many people, whatever, like they need that, and it happens that way for them in life, and they shouldn't feel like it's any less. Like, it can be just as powerful and strong.
Yeah. So I think that's sweet that you guys got that. But I, again, just relate it back to Star Wars. I think that fits in. And
I'm like the redheaded stepchild to Debbie. Because she's.
I take offense at that.
I'm the good kid, and you're the little mischievous.
I'm always the one that's hating on the Bad Batch and Omega, which I think is like one of the worst characters ever. Like, I hate the Omega character in the Bad Batch, and she loves the Omega character, and I'm just like, oh man.
Well, here's something about that too. It's like, that's a little bit has to do with just the way we run the channel. Like, Nick's strength is sharing his opinion. It is. He's
unfiltered.
Yeah, he's very opinionated. He gets right to it, and he's just going to say exactly what he thinks, and you don't ever have to second guess him. Well, if I do the same thing, and we have the same opinion, then this whole thing, our channel turns into something completely different.
Yeah.
So I kind of just letting it go, then I'll move us on to the next thing, or I might even play devil's advocate with Nick, or I might just go a little softer. I might just go a little softer on it, and it'll create the illusion that I don't necessarily see eye to eye with Nick, and I don't all the time. But that's just how we do the channel.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I think that that works.
I think it works too. And thank you, Derek, for the $5 super chat. Just dropping by to say hi and happy Luke Vibes Day. Yes, thank you so much, Derek. And thank you, Sam, for the $5 euro or €5. $5. Yeah, the $5 euro. It's a new currency. I just created it, guys. Live. With the world today, who knows? It might happen.
Yeah.
So much I've missed out on in the last 2 weeks. KK renewed ? I'm half expecting a Luke series soon, but there is still hope in Star Wars. Yeah, there's always hope for things to turn around.
I try not to write things off.
No. Yeah, I definitely don't either. So what do you guys?
There is hope for Star Wars when the guy that just sent you that super chat sent me this Boba Fett figure right here. He emailed me. He emailed me that figure. He mailed me that figure from the UK. And grown men are still sending each other Star Wars toys. There's certainly still hope for Star Wars.
Yeah, and he actually sent me a retro Grogu and Cara Dune figure.
Well, he likes me more.
Figures.
He likes me more.
Yeah. No, he likes me more.
Well, and Brett says, "What if Michelle adopted Grogu?" You know, Brett, I
Oh my gosh, she
wanted to put on my tax return that I had a dependent in my sideshow collectible Grogu because I identify as his mother. So I feel like they should accept that in the politics of today. So.
You got the sideshow or Hot Toys Grogu figure?
Yes, the sideshow one. So cute.
Okay, yeah, I actually just ordered my first hot toy. The Mando
Luke and Grogu.
Season. Yep, Luke and Grogu. Yep.
Oh yeah, that one looks really cool.
I only do the vintage stuff.
I'll get it next year sometimes.
I like that too.
That's the stuff that I grew up with.
Well, I love the
70s and 80s.
I got Return of the Jedi over here too. The vintage stuff. I mean, it's why I love Star Wars. So it's my fave. And thank you, Gene the Book again for the $2.
Thank you very much.
Omega has least annoying start of any kind of Star Wars. So Omega has least annoying start of any kind in Star Wars. I have not watched any of the Bad Batch, so I have no opinion.
I don't think Ezra had an annoying start at all.
Yeah, I liked Ezra. I liked Rebels for the most part. I mean, there were a couple episodes that were kind of filler episodes and stuff that I thought was kind of weird that I really didn't get into. But overall, the overall arcing storyline of Rebels I thought was really well done.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed Rebels. I rewatched it, the whole series, before Mando season 2 came out this past year. I definitely enjoyed it.
Yeah,
well, guys, I will ask as we're getting closer towards wrapping up, but I want to ask, what is the thing? So, what are you most looking forward to with the future of Star Wars? What is the thing, the project? What are you guys the most excited about?
God, that's a tough one.
Can we only pick one?
Yeah.
You can pick two.
All right, I'll pick two. I will say the return of LucasArts Gaming.
Okay.
And if we get any more Luke Skywalker that we got in the Chapter 16.
Yes.
Yeah. Mine's definitely the more Luke Skywalker from Mando season 2, and I'm looking forward to learning one way or another what direction that all this is going in. Is it leading to the sequels or is it not? I just want to hurry up and find out which direction we're going on so I can either be on the train or off the train.
What are we going to do with our channel if we're off the train?
I mean, then it's going to turn into me just complaining and bitching about stuff all the time.
The EchoBaseNetwork closed.
Yeah. EchoBaseNetwork under repair. We're doing some remodeling here.
We're going to rebrand our channel, Dune Base Network.
Yeah.
Well, and I would say, I mean, obviously, I would love Luke and more Luke stuff. I've got a fever, and the only prescription is more Baby Yoda for me. But then I'm excited to see. Now they better not mess it up. I am excited to see Ewan McGregor back as Obi-Wan because I do love him as Obi-Wan. So, and then last question I'll ask you guys, because there's a big debate. We discussed this last week with our brother. Will it bother you if Vader and Obi have a showdown in the show? Will that
Not at
bother
all.
you?
Not at
It
all.
doesn't bother me at all either.
Not at all.
100% for me. It
Yeah.
would bother me.
Not at all. Let's go. I'm ready.
I'm
Yeah.
ready to see it too. So Nick, it will bother you.
Yeah, I do not. They had their fight.
Oh, why did you ask this?
Yeah. Well, we've
argued
discussion.
so many times about
We've
this.
had this discussion on the
Oh
channel
gosh,
before.
here we go again. Look, I'm not
gonna go into it.
Hang on. I just want y'all to know I've never won an argument with Nick because he will never concede.
Yeah. So, they had their fight in Revenge of the Sith. I don't want to see another fight with them. Now, if it's in like a dream state or a something else where they're not actually physically there, I really would be like,
that worked
okay,
great in The
dumb.
Last Jedi. That worked great.
Yeah, yeah. I was again, if they do it in that form, I'll still not like it. But yeah, I don't. I'd much rather want to see Vader, if they're going to be doing Vader stuff, show him going after the other Jedi, searching for Obi-Wan, that sort of stuff. Obi-Wan staying hidden and doing his own thing, and they don't actually ever run into each other.
Hey, our brother.
I love the personality. By at least episode 2, I need to get a little Jedi action from Obi. Like, I really need it, because we see from Rebels that he really had his skills were so, just at top notch at that point. So I need a little there, Nick. I gotta have something.
I'm in 100% agreement with you, and I brought this up. Have you ever seen that movie, The Last Starfighter?
I have not.
Okay, watch that movie. You guys should review it. It's an 80s classic. Great movie. Anyways, there's a scene in that movie where the bad guys find out that the last starfighter, Alex Rogan, is actually escaped Earth and is still alive, that he's not dead. So they're trying to report back to the commanders. Well, some other people are trying to stop them and end up stopping them before they can report back. So I think what would be really interesting, Vader's doing his own thing. Obi-Wan's looking after Luke, doing his own thing on Tatooine. But you have the Inquisitors or some other Force Sith Jedi that end up coming across them, getting leads. They find them, and then they're trying to report back to Vader, and Obi-Wan's trying to stop them, and they end up fighting, and he ends up stopping them, in the last moments before they can report back to Vader his location and all that.
You know what's worse than if they fight again and all the people that are going, oh, that's wrong, they should never fight, he said when I left you, blah, 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 blah. So that's all interpretation. You know what's worse than all that? C-3PO was built by Anakin Skywalker. That is beyond dumb to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Something we could all agree on.
Yes.
100%.
Well, we'll have to wait and see, guys, what happens to see if Nick is upset or not upset.
Yeah.
But thank you guys so much for coming on our show.
Yeah.
Again, I'm a fan of your channel, and it was so nice to get to talk with you gentlemen tonight.
Yep. Yeah, we actually get to talk to both of you this time, because last time Michelle was on solo with Robert Meyer Burnett and Cameron Pasha over on our channel.
Yeah,
and this is my first time to hang out with y'all, so thank you very much.
Yeah, so
and
nice
just in case he watches the replay, hello, Jay, Drunk 3PO. We love you, man. You keep rocking and rolling. You were the man.
Oh, he will keep rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
And thank you so much, Matthew, for the $5 super chat. I'd rather see more Obi versus Maul. The Rebels fight was kind of weak. Well,
oh yeah, I agree.
Thank you very much. It was fast. We'll put it that way. It was very fast. And Deborah, who doesn't love C-3PO? I mean, C-3PO is awesome. He really is.
Classic.
Yes. So okay, I've got to put this one on here. Let me find it. Who built Drunk 3PO?
And Luffy as God just said, I'm not a real Star Wars fan. I am losing sleep already.
Oh my goodness.
Guys, we're allowed to have I mean, we're allowed to have different thoughts. To me, it's about the execution. If they blow my mind, I'll be happy with it. So we'll see.
Yeah, I thought the prequels had horrible execution, but I thought the overall story arc and stuff was pretty good. I liked a lot about the prequels, but there was a lot of it that just wasn't done well.
Yes, I totally agree. We're right on the same page. And Gene the Book again with the $2 super chat. Obi versus Death Troopers. He thinks they shoot well. Yeah, I think he would go through them pretty fast and learn that they don't have the best shot pretty quickly. But yeah, thank you. And I'm sure most of the chat knows you guys already, but go ahead and tell them, for anyone of our subscribers that maybe don't know, tell them where they can find you guys.
I defer.
So I am one half of EchoBaseNetwork along with Coach down here. We run the channel, primarily a Star Wars channel. Our things that really got our channel probably the most recognition people know us from is our sequel trilogy documentary that was narrated by Doomcock. That we actually have Blu-rays, physical Blu-ray copies of this 4-part series documentary that we put together. And then the second one being our video retweet from Mark Hamill on the mashup of his return for Mando season 2. But yeah, we stream once every Saturday. We really just do this part-time because Coach and I both have full-time careers and personal lives, so we really don't get to do YouTube as much as we probably should to really grow a channel. But we're trucking along the best we can.
Yeah, and definitely for those of you out there, if you are not subscribed, if you enjoy talking Star Wars, definitely go subscribe. Marcos has had their link in the chat. Definitely go subscribe, hit the subscribe button, and join EchoBaseNetwork. And thank you, Sam, again for the €5, not the €5 for the €5. Nick, Bad Batch are clones. So. And thank you, everyone in the chat.
Yes,
you guys have been awesome. Many of you coming from Echo Base, and we hope if you enjoy,
we'd love to have you.
If you enjoy talking pop culture, we talk Star Wars a decent amount too. Then hit our subscribe button as well. But thank you, gentlemen. Nick and Coach, is awesome having you, and we'll have you again sometime.
Love to. Just say when.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, everyone in the chat, you guys are awesome too. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, remember to be a force of light. All right. Bye, guys.